Hi guys!
What's going on, guys? What's going on? And we are back again here, and today we are here to review a new AtmosFx collection.
Yeah.
This one is Ghostly Apparitions 4. Okay, so if you had Ghostly Apparitions 3, this is 4. So we want to thank the good folks at Atmos for allowing us to take a look at these and share them with you. But we're going to get into this, and I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they just cut me off like usual, you know. Yeah. Anyways, if you have not checked them out, you make sure you want to check them out because the previous ones and these, really good.
Very good. And we'll give you more information on AtmosFx, where to go, how to use them. We'll even go into some tips and tricks. But stay tuned because it's going to get fun and you're going to get to see what you could be using this spooky season for your home hunt or home decor. So stick around. All right. So the first one we're going to take a look at is Bog Zombie.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what you guys think. Don't forget, if this is your first time seeing us or coming to this channel, we got more spooky Halloween stuff coming your way.
A lot coming your way.
So they should do what?
You should subscribe.
Yes.
Hit that all because you want to see everything that we show because there's a little bit of everything.
There is. And without further ado, let's check out the Bog Zombie.
Take it away.
All right, guys, so you saw it. That's the Bog Zombie here. Really curious to know what your thoughts are here. I know a lot of people had input with AtmosFx going back to using live actors. I think there's probably an argument to be had on both sides, but I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are. This first one here.
Make sure you comment below on that.
Yes,
definitely. Hear what you have to say.
Yes, we definitely want to hear what you, and I'm sure Atmos wants to hear what you have to say too as well. So, but this first one here, my favorite one my favorite animation on this one is where you see the eyes in the background and he slowly starts to come into light. But that was my favorite one. However, no disrespect, but I would love to change this to the swamp monster instead of the bog zombie, because it feels more like the swamp thing than it does the zombie. You know, I don't see a lot of zombie features, but I do like the swamp monster kind of effect that he has here. And I think this would be good if you've got like a swamp or murky type area that you're working with. This would do really well. So that's my thoughts on it, but I do like the Bog Zombie, and I think he'd be a great part of the collection here. What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts on it too, I think with Home Depot coming out, I think it was Home Depot or Lowe's, one of them, the last couple of years with the Fisherman, with, what are some of the other things? Like they had
like a sea witch.
Yeah, they had like creatures that would go really well with this. So like you could have him kind of in the background. So if you purchased any of those items, and like I said, forgive me, I don't know if it was Home Depot or Lowe's, but this would go really well with that. And as I was making the awful face over here, he stole my favorite one as well. So he stole my answers this time. I liked when there was 3 of them and all you saw were the sets of eyes coming, and I thought that was really cool. And that to me would look so good in the background of your little swamp scene. I think it would look really cool.
Yeah, I think that was cool too, because it started off with the fog.
Yes.
In. So
yeah.
That was a cool
so
one too.
So I think
as well.
that would be really neat.
Yep, absolutely. So there you have it. That was the Bog Zombie, guys. Drop it in. Let's hear your input. We want to know what you think here. And with that being said, let's just keep the show going here. So we're going to look at another one here. This next one is going to be the Plague Doctor. And I don't think Atmos has ever done a Plague Doctor before. They've done zombies before. They've done ghosts before.
I've seen it.
But this is the first time they've actually done a Plague Doctor. So let's take a look at that and let's get your thoughts. 3.
All right, so I'm taking the lead on the Plague Doctor, as David said. We've had AtmosFx for years. That's really one of the things that got us started. So it's kind of cool to see them venturing out into different avenues, I guess you could say. And then, I think that once again, they're kind of watching what these big stores are putting out there, or big animatronics that makers. And if you have a Plague Doctor and you're putting him in your scene, the ghost one, I think, would be amazing, because you could have that kind of going through the background of where he's at. Basically, you could create this whole scene that he's no longer there, but he's there, kind of thing, to make it a little creepy. I don't know what's your thoughts on it?
I think that's a good idea, because the Plague Doctor Home Depot came out with last year was probably one of my favorites.
Really cool.
He was really cool. I would have gotten him if we had the theming for him, but he really doesn't, because they're more dark period, European type, you know what I mean? So we really didn't have a place for him in our haunt.
Well, David and I were just talking, and he was kind of explaining to me a little bit more about a Plague Doctor, because I kind of knew, but I think if you put him even in a graveyard, like how they show it, kind of, I think that would be really cool, because here's this now ghost, this Plague Doctor, kind of going through the graveyard. That would be really neat.
Yeah, and you can put the words "too late" at the bottom. Like,
yeah,
sorry, buddy.
I love that.
You didn't do your job.
I love that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. I think two of the coolest Plague Doctors I've seen as far as animatronics go is the one that Spirit Halloween did. I'm going to say it must have been like 4 or 5 years ago. They had a really cool Plague Doctor. And then the one that Home Depot did last year probably had some of the best audio I've seen of any Plague Doctor out there. So that would be a great mix together. Yeah. So I think that's a great idea. And you could do a whole theme on, the whole Dark Ages bubonic plague and the Black Death and things of that nature, which would be pretty cool.
I think that would be really neat.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think that would be really cool.
Hey, that's a great haunt theme. If you needed one, there you go right there. Great haunt theme. Free of charge. No. Oh, by the way, before I go any further, I want to say thank you to Tim from the Farm Haunt. I got my Cal Haunt shirt. I feel like I'm complete now. The California boy misplaced here now has a little piece of the homeland. So thank you, Tim, for providing me with this dope shirt. He also gave me some really cool stickers with Sam Haines Lot and the Farm Haunt. If you guys haven't seen them, we featured them in our My Favorite Home Haunt series. That was Home Haunt. My favorite Home Haunt series was the halfway to Halloween edition. So you can see Tim's haunt, and it is fantastic. Fantastic.
But back to this. We get sidetracked real easy.
Got in the weeds there a little bit.
But Plague Doctor, pretty cool.
Yep. And now we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Because there's more. We don't want to shortchange this here, but we're gonna take a look at another one that I don't think Atmos has done before. This is another new thing here. This one is going to be the Grave Robber.
Yeah.
So let's check it out. All right. Let's do it. Oh. All right.
Was that was different.
That was different.
Very different.
The grave robber. I'm going to tell you something that stood out to me right off the bat with this one here, because you don't always see this. You've seen it with some of the AtmosFx things, but this actually told a story, which I thought was cool, because you see this grave robber going into a cemetery and robbing a grave. You see him taking jewelry, you see him getting a little trouble here. And then this wraith obviously is very upset and claims him. And then you see him come back later as a spirit, which is cool. So I think that was really cool to see the progression of how that worked. I like that. Now, with that being said, my favorite part of this particular decoration was when he is a spirit, obviously, because that's when he gets really cool. But other than that, it's kind of comical and it's very family friendly. So if you've got a front of house graveyard type thing, this would be great to have. You could cast this onto a screen in the background of your graveyard, and I think it would look really good. And I love that idea. Yeah, and the cool thing about that is if you've got big tombstones, you can use those tombstones to cover your projector as you project on this big backdrop here, which I think would be awesome. Be very cool, and I think it'll give people some entertainment if you're just doing a display, which is really cool. We actually do a walkthrough, so we have the difficult task of trying to keep the front of the house entertaining, but at the same time
family friendly
at the same time.
So this is definitely could be more family friendly.
Absolutely.
So you could have that out there, like he said, in the background of a graveyard. I think that would be a really cool backdrop.
Yep.
I was even thinking like of ours last year, how we had the walls up, you know, but that would be cool just to have that as the backdrop.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
I like this as well. I like that it's a little different than what they've done in the past. Is it my favorite? No, it's not my favorite out of all of these, but I do like what you said as well, that it kind of plays a story. And if you can have that on a rotation and kind of showing, because we have people that just kind of hang out and wander for a little while. So if they're watching that, they get to see what ends up happening. And I really love that.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep. Yeah. So, and like I said, we do a front and back of house, and the back of house is where our trail is, where the more scary stuff will be. If you saw the last video that I did, we did the Nightmare series, which definitely that's a whole different side of AtmosFx, definitely not family friendly. So that's the kind of stuff we'd probably put in our trail, where this stuff, most of what we've seen so far, I'd say could be right in front of the house. So,
yeah, really could.
So, all right, awesome. So that was a grave robber, guys. We wanted to save the best for last. My favorite one here, we're going to take a look at it. And we want to see what you think here. And also, as we go through these, we want to know what stood out to you. which one was your favorite. But with that being said, we're going to take a look at the Beguiling Banshee. The Beguiling Banshee. All right.
Let's check her out.
Let's check her out.
So, the Banshee, definitely the best, my favorite out of all of them. So I'm glad we did save her for the last. What I loved about hers were the jump scares.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when we first watched it, you know, I'm kind of jumpy. If any of you have ever watched any of our walkthrough haunted houses, you know I'm just a naturally jumpy person.
And if not, and you need proof, go into our library. We've got a bunch for you to watch. Watch any of them.
But it actually got me. The first one we watched where she kind of, you hear like this ominous sound, and then you know something's gonna happen, and then there she is.
Yeah.
So, of course I jumped just a little because, yep. And it's real. This is not fake. This is real. But I really did like that about hers. I think that would be great to put in, even like in our back, like through a walkthrough area, and have it like at a dark like end. Like when they go up and down one of the rows. I think at the end where things are dark all around and then all of a sudden she pops up. I think that would get people.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Because we use a lot of them, the AtmosFx, in our windows. But sometimes I think it's really cool when I see someone use it within their walkthrough or whatever.
In their display.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we've seen people project on tombstones.
Yeah.
I've seen people project my favorite probably is the Hallusion material, because the Hallusion material allows you to drop this material anywhere. If you've got like an archway, or you've got a doorway, or you've got anything, you can even hang this between. If you've got, like, let's say you've got columns, you can hang that between columns and you can project right onto that open space. During the day, you can see this material, but at night it kind of ghosts out. You don't see it. And sometimes if you got too much light pollution, it may stand out.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably one of the most effective ways to use some of these. And we'll get more into that, because each one of these that you've seen has different ways to broadcast this projection. Some will say TV. That means if you've got TV screens or media, you can use that.
Which is great if you're having a Halloween party.
Yep.
Or even if you do a walkthrough that's within your garage.
Yep.
You could have it on like a TV and box it out like a picture frame.
Yep.
I think that would be really cool.
Yep. And that's a really popular one. So that's what you can do with the TV or monitor. I've seen people, even like if you've ever seen the AtmosFx, they've got the eerie eyes. They're these eyes. I've seen people use tablets, and like they would make a book out of the tablet, like, so you can have like a book like from Hocus Pocus with the eyeball moving. So there's so many there's so many ways. They really are a
really cool company.
Yes.
And if you have not checked them out, what are you doing? Why are you not?
Right.
At least have one in your doorway. I mean, in your picture window. Even if you're not go to the extreme we do, it is so easy to do it.
Yep.
I mean, and we definitely fumbled the first couple times a little bit, but we were learning, and that's all part of the process. But they're really cool, and honestly, it's usually a showstopper.
Yes. That's
what people will notice is our window. They'll be like, oh my gosh, did you see that? That window is on fire or whatever. And oh my, look at that young girl. What is she doing? You know, so like, it's just really cool to use this company in so many different ways. I love them.
Yep, absolutely. So this is a great collection. I'd be curious to see what your thoughts are. If any of you have Ghostly Apparitions 3. Ghostly Apparitions 3, I'm not going to lie, is probably one of my favorite ones, because they had one of the creepiest with these two little twins. They were creepy. Man, they were really creepy. Those were some of my favorites.
Those are the ones we use all the time, right?
Yeah, we've used them before. I didn't use them a lot because there were a few parts that were probably a little too scary. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the tall man is probably one of our favorites.
He is my favorite.
And I don't think he's part of the Ghostly Apparition series, but that's probably one of my favorite.
He's definitely one
all-time AtmosFx.
He's one of my favorites. I love
the family.
The family, but the witches.
The witches are awesome.
The witches. I like the witches. Yep. Those are fun. Those are a lot of fun. So, I mean, it's definitely worth checking out them. I'm sure David will leave all their information. Yep. So you could probably just click on a link and head right over to them and check them out.
Absolutely.
Do they have like some of the older collections as well?
All the collections are there. You can go all the way back to the beginning. They've got all their old collections, all their new collections, and you can. There's a few things you can do when you're downloading these collections. You can save them to a flash drive, or you can save them to an external hard drive. Whatever you save them to, don't make the mistake I did. I had a lot of them on a hard drive, and that hard drive got jacked up, and I lost a few that I paid for.
Oh.
The cool thing is I was able to go back and download. I think they give you up to 5 downloads over the life of the purchase. So,
that's really good.
So yeah, so if you've lost any, you can go back and it'll allow you to re-download it. They keep memory of whatever you purchased. So, but
do they do the pumpkins?
Yes.
Right? Okay,
yes,
so
we talked about that in the last one.
Okay, I'm just gonna bring the pumpkins up because those are famous. Everywhere you go, people just love those. The singing pumpkins, or the pumpkins arguing or telling jokes, that's just family fun.
Jack-o'-lantern jamboree.
Right.
Is that what that one is?
That one is like if you don't have that, you should.
Yep, that one and Boo Crew are usually a neighborhood hit. Right. Boo Crew, you've probably seen the singing ghosts that play in the band, and they're really cute. You know, a bunch of Caspers, and a lot of people will. That's another popular way to, you can get a model. They have these things that look like, it looks like an ironing board almost, but it's a big board and you can cast on it. And it looks like the ghosts are standing up. So a lot of people use those, but there's so many different things you can do with AtmosFx. So, but I don't want to go too far into the weeds here. I'm grateful that you guys have hung with us this long. I wanted to do something because we, in September, coming up in a few weeks here, we'll be headed to Cincinnati, Ohio.
I think we have like 31 days, maybe.
31 days? Is that what
32 days.
Okay.
31 would be good because, Halloween, 31.
Yep. We'll be heading up to Cincinnati, Ohio, and you may ask, why? What are you doing in Cincinnati? Well, here's what we're doing in Cincinnati. You may see that I've got a collection of these fun little face covers around here, but we're going to MassFest.
Yes.
MassFest, which will be in Cincinnati, Ohio, the 12th through the 14th. If you're in the area, I highly recommend going. It is a huge festival just for masks. It is a con for masks.
So he will be geeking out.
I will be geeking out and spending out and all of those things that happen. So we'll be there. But in celebration of us getting ready for MassFest, and by the way, if you're there, come say hi. We will be there.
Yes.
But we're going to do an unboxing. So
yeah, that's right.
Hang out here. We've been waiting. This is an order I placed back in Transworld way back in February, I believe.
Yeah.
So finally got it. It was a pre-order. So I'm happy to add this mask to our collection here. So at some point it'll be one of the heads on the wall, but stay tuned and we're going to show you our new mask and unbox it for you. All right, guys. Here she blows. A box from Lord Grimley's. Lord Grimley's. If you guys don't know who Lord Grimley's is.
Sorry, David didn't block out everything.
Yeah, that's all right. If you want to know our address, it'll probably be broadcast when we start doing our home hunt anyway. So, yeah, anyway. So, but this is a true unboxing, guys. I haven't even opened this yet here. I've been waiting for this, and Jamie knew. I went to the Transworld floor looking for this piece, and I was unfortunately disappointed when I found out that it had been sold from right up underneath me, because I was planning on walking off the Transworld floor with this mask.
Because we went straight to the booths that he had contacted, and they were not Lord Glim.
Not Lord Grimley. Not Lord Grimley.
Right.
Not Lord Grimley.
No,
but I won't go too far into it.
He made it right.
Yep. I won't go too far into it. So we're going to check out this new mask we got here in celebration of the new MassFest. So coming up here, and we'll probably have some more to unbox once we get here. Well, once we come back from MassFest, there'll probably be no unboxing. We'll probably be getting it off the floor, unless I doubt they'll be boxing anything up, because we're hopefully coming home with it. But
come on, let's get in there.
All right, so you want to show the little catalog from Lord Grimley?
Yeah, this is like some of their masks, maybe some of their famous ones. Half mask, so there's half mask and then full mask. Ooh, look at, there's like a Frankenstein that I think is really cool. Oh, I like this witch too on this side.
Lots of good stuff.
A lot of cool masks.
And very good pricing. Very good pricing.
Yeah.
Masks can be mad expensive. They really can be mad expensive.
I don't even know what he had got.
All right. You saw it, you just forgot it. So, but anyway, here we go. This is from the maker of this mask is Ghoulish. That is the maker of this mask, but this is the Infernal Witch. She is like a hellspawn witch.
Ooh.
And that is her.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
This is... Now that's a witch.
It's scary. Warty and... Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's like nightmare stuff right there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is probably the coolest witch we finally... And when I saw her, I was like, I've always... Jamie knows... When it comes to witches, I like creepy, scary witches. I don't like these pretty cosmopolitan witches.
Is someone gonna wear this?
If not, this could be a prop. This would make a great prop. This would make a great prop. I don't want to give away all the secrets.
I like her ears.
Oh yeah.
She's even got warty ears.
Oh yeah.
Her hair is like very thin and just,
Yeah, she's menacing. And this came in 2 different variants. There was one that had a pale skin, but I like this one because it was a little more traditional.
Green, right?
Yeah, and this is what they call a cowl because it fits over your chest a little bit. So you'd have to pull your clothes over to give you a little more texture. That really
is cool.
Yep. So yeah, I waited for a while here, but this is the new Inferno Hell Witch here that we will have on display in some form or fashion. Either somebody will be wearing it or it'll be a prop, one of the two, but this is it. So
she's scary.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I can see why you were excited about that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right. What do you think, huh?
Yeah, with her eye.
Yeah.
Her one eye.
Yeah.
Her one decent eye.
Don't let her. She's upset because Jamie's making fun of her. She's got an impairment.
I don't like this one. We're going to have to hide. She's pretty creepy.
She's like, I can see you with my bad eye, Jamie.
Our son, one of our sons and I, whenever we come to the basement, we run back upstairs because now he's got creepy mannequins in our garage freaking us out.
Hey, spooky season is here. Hey, guys, thanks so much for tuning in and checking everything out here. Hey, if you want some inspiration for Halloween, and if you're an aspiring home hunter or home decor, whatever you want to call it, we're going to plug in some of the videos you can go check out of some of our exploits here. And hey,
go check them out.
Yep.
Go check out, get some inspiration from our walkthrough. There's so much in our library, but you really should check out some of our home haunts and see what this crazy man right here comes up with, and then I add my little magically touched to it.
Yeah, don't let her act like she's innocent because she's like the worst producer ever. This is terrible. This is terrible. Fix it. Redo it.
No.
Tear it down. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, we'll be back with more. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe and give us a like here. And
comment.
Comment.
What'd you think of them?
Yep.
We want to know.
We want to know. And it's Halloween 24/7 here. So if you need to tickle your fancy with some spooky stuff, we got plenty for you. All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
All right.